need now. I didn't hear you. You're talking too quietly.
That it will fight an Ontario ruling that struck down Canada's prostitution laws. The announcement came today in the House of Commons, one day after an Ontario Superior Court judge ruled that certain prostitution-related laws are unconstitutional. While prostitution is not illegal in Canada, the court struck down 3 provisions that criminalize most aspects of the trade. It ruled that the laws are unconstitutional because they put sex trade workers in danger. The judgment is subject to a 30-day stay, during which the law remains in place and the federal government can seek an extension of the stay period.
That is the best commercial for Tourism Canada. Don't go to Amsterdam. We got weed, we've got strippers, we've got prostitution. Come to Canada. Spend your vacation in Toronto or Vancouver. You learn something new every day, eh? So, I feel this deserves a little bit of an explanation. In Canada, prostitution, which I'm talking just simply exchanging sex for money, is not illegal. However, there are things involved with prostitution that are illegal, such as asking or approaching somebody with the purpose of asking them for money for sex, or owning and operating a business explicitly for sex for money. What Canada did recently is strike down those laws, which, if they remain off the books, the Canadian government is actually trying to appeal the decision. But if they do remain off the books, it means that brothels would be allowed to operate openly. Prostitutes could hire bodyguards, and basically it would be like any other business. They would file taxes just like the corner store or the copy store around the corner from you. But that's basically it. That's what they've done. So, and you know what? I'm not opposed to it. I say live and let live. What you're looking at here is the general area of where the city, I think it's Whitby, is planning to put an incinerator. As you can see, it's pretty much open land. There's no houses. There's a few small businesses, but the residents are up in arms because they're saying that it's going to pollute the whole area and it's going to devastate crops and kill their kids and everything else they can think of. When in fact, the incinerator that they're looking at, which is a European design, they've been using them for 50 years, puts out less pollution than a wood-burning fireplace. What happens is the stuff is burned at an incredibly high temperature, and then all of the smoke and pollutants that come off of the incinerator are then reburned. Basically, all that you're left with is some ash, which is basically just carbon, and a bunch of metal that they have. They have a whole system for collecting metals that go into this thing and get melted, and they run down into a couple trays at the bottom. It's obviously more complicated than that, but essentially that's what it is. But if people actually did the research, instead of just saying, oh my gosh, you're going to burn garbage, that's going to pollute the air. They, I would say that there's going to be some people still up in arms about it, but the majority of people would actually think it's a good idea, considering that they could get business from all over southern Ontario. I mean, the city of Toronto would be there, and we put out tons of garbage. Literally, tons of garbage. But I think it's a good idea. I think they should put it in. I think they should start putting them in most major cities in Canada. But let's get your opinion. What do you think?